Bam! All right, guys, so we're going to do some band exercises on this Monday exercise. I've done a few exercises before, but I thought I can really show you all of the different things you can do with just a simple band. Like there's weights, of course. I like to use weights. For example, lateral raises, right? I actually like dumbbells because it takes a lot more work. But for those trying to, let's say, travel or find a stepping stone up to dumbbells, bands are always super cool. And the reason why that is because, let's say on a lateral raise, which I just did with the dumbbells, you're going to have tension. So this is a lateral raise with a band. I'm going to have tension going up and down. So the eccentric and concentric motions, I can just literally flex up and also have flexion down. Well, normally you would use both, but I'm showing you with one arm. Now there's 3 different types of tension. Now I think there's 4 or 5 that come in different colors. You've got green, which is the standard tension, and that can give you anywhere from 5 to 8 pounds of pressure. You also have the yellow ones, which is about 3 pounds of pressure, and the red ones tend to go up to about 20 pounds of pressure, which is sort of subjective. So you just kind of feel it out and see which bands work for you. Now, for lateral raises, I really do prefer more of these yellow bands, if I get it right here. Because a lot of you either don't know how to do the form properly, which on a lateral raise, I explained before, you never go straight up and down. You're always going to have your arm half cocked and the elbows up. So you're going to be training your shoulder joint in that motion, right? So here's the yellow one. And if I lift with the yellow one, it's actually quite perfect. And this is about 3 pounds of pressure. But because you're actually contracting up and down, that puts a lot more pressure on the joint. So that is the reason why we want to be very light in resistance with shoulders. Bicep curls is probably the safest way to actually use a more tense pressure band because no joint, the AC joint and the shoulder joint, is not being compromised because you're in this position, right? So these are quite tense. I would say, yeah, this is about 15 to almost 20 pounds of pressure. And when you do a bicep curl, you want to come to where your biceps in this angle. See that? And you really want to flex at the top. A lot of people forget to do that. They just do the motion and forget actually how to flex at the top. So if I switch here to make it much easier for myself to show you these exercises on the yellow resistance, I can give you guys a better idea of what to expect when trying to contract these muscles. So I'm switching here to the less tension, and then I'm going to do a full body circuit here. I'll put this on pause. All right, guys, so now we have the least amount of tension is the yellow band. Okay, so this will be a lot easier for me to go through all the different exercises. So we have bicep curls. Now, a lot of people do bicep curls like that. You don't really contract the bicep curl until you're bringing it up to here. You see that? And with light tension, some people actually just do to a full extension, or some people actually bring their shoulders down. For you guys, I would expect you to bring your shoulders back down again, or all the way down to baseline here at the concentric motion. So up and all the way down. I'm doing double because this is very lightweight for me. And for those who are more advanced, you can get more contraction right here at a shorter range of motion with the shoulder joint slightly lifted up. For those who have a more difficult time, you're still going to bring it up to here, but bring it down to baseline. So the wrong way would be to do it this way. That's the wrong way. When you train your arms, you got to train your biceps and your triceps. If you keep training one muscle group more than the other, a lot of people develop hypertrophy or a lot of muscle gain on one side, and it pulls your body completely out of alignment. So all the front muscles, all the back muscles, we've got chest, we've got abs, we've got quads, right? We have bicep curls, and then lateral means side. We have shoulders, but shoulders can be from the front, the anterior deltoid, and the posterior deltoid means the back. And then we have our triceps, which is a 3-head muscle, which goes from sort of front side to back. And then we have our back muscles, upper and lower back muscles. And then we have our hamstrings and our calves and our glutes. So I'm just going to do very quickly, I'm going to go very quickly through some of these exercises. So another easy exercise, I've shown this before, is just straight shoulder presses, just straight up, 45-degree angle, come up and come down. Now if you want to do time under tension, you go 1, 2, 3. And that means that you're using more contraction on your way down, and then you come up as normal, explosive. 1, 1, 2, and 3. Now if we'll go back to shoulder exercises, there are many shoulder exercises you can do with the bands. You can do lateral, which means out to the side, which I explained before, lateral raises. You can do front raises. Now upright, a lot of people like to do upright rows because it really gets the anterior deltoid, the front of your shoulders. But you got to be very careful with this exercise, right? And I really like to just use one. And you have to get your elbows pointed up into a V-shape position. But this position, you can only do the lightest weight possible because it's very, very hard on the shoulder joint. So we've used both hands, and we're going to drag up, arms into a V motion, and straight down, like that. See that? Up, hold, and straight down. That's for the anterior deltoid. Now, a lot of people like to do posterior deltoid exercises, the back of the shoulder, to get that line here. And that's more tricep, but all right. So what we're gonna do for that is we're gonna put the weights behind us, the band, and you want to tighten your abs, lean slightly forward, but still with a straight spine. And you're going to pull the weight from behind, but you're actually going to put your arms in a slightly pronated position, and you're going to pull up in that motion. And as you can see, it instantly starts to contract that rear delt. So come up, hold it, hold, and hold. So that would be a posterior delt exercise. As you can see, there's different, you can hit the whole, like when you do a shoulder press, you're hitting the whole deltoid. It's the whole head. But if you really want to get that line, you've got to do more posterior delt exercises. And lateral raises really is a whole shoulder joint. And then we have front raises, which is partial anterior, and front upright rows, which is the upright row, if you guys remember. That is the front right here. Boom, boom. Now, you can do chest flies, which I explained before in the last video, where if you, sometimes you have a loop, I couldn't find it, but you would loop it up over the door and you would draw the egg shape. I did last week, I showed you guys how to do chest presses, where you're drawing this egg shape and using the bands to contract your pecs. There's also overhead tricep extensions, which is really cool with bands. So that would just be behind you, straight up and close. A lot of people with their arms out here. That's bad for the shoulders. Close to your ear and back. Come up and hold and back. Come up and hold. So that's overhead. And tricep kickbacks is behind the body, like so. Hold and back. You also can be slightly bent over, arch, back slightly arched. Hold and back. Hold and then back to baseline. Tricep extension. So just like with the dumbbells, you can do overhead. It's a little bit more difficult, but you could come from this position and come up and down, up and down, and that's also going to hit that tricep head, the three heads of the tricep. If you want to do your chest from below, I explained this last week, you would take the band and you would come up at this motion, right up in front of you and back down. Up in front and down. So you're sort of sweeping that weight together like this. Hold it and come down. Again, another really difficult exercise on the shoulder where you want to keep the arms tight in towards your rib cage. And I think that's enough. If I do too many in one video, I think it's good to break it up. Now I gotta go. I hope that helps with some exercise. We did shoulders, we did triceps, we did chest. There's a ton of other things you guys can do where you can hit more than one muscle group at the same time. I love, I like press squats, press to squat. So again, always in a 45 degree angle when you're doing shoulder press. And you're gonna press up and then squat down. And then press up and squat down. When you guys squat, you gotta really learn how to arch and not have your shoulders rounded. So you're coming up like so. And you're pressing up into shoulder press, down into squat, press up and down into squat. So that's a really great exercise. There are so many more things we can do. I can do glute kickbacks, and I'm going to show you guys this maybe next week, the continuation of it on how to do glute kickbacks for your glutes. Lots of different exercises you can do with bands, which are great. When I travel, I always bring bands with me. Now I gotta go. See my boy Thunder, and I'm out. Peace. Comment below in the comment section if you have any questions. And for those who are wanting a private consultation with Stephanie, I'm going to count people from the last 2 months, see who's really learning how to do these exercises the proper way, and the people who keep engagement by uploading videos under this comment section. That's your assignment for today on your Monday exercise program for my people out there that I love. And I'm out. Peace.